Hey everybody, I'm back. It's Scott Gold. If you're just passing by, don't be a stranger. Hit that subscribe button and join my family. Because in this family, we go everywhere together in life and all we do is win. So I'm gonna do something a little bit differently with you today. I'm gonna talk with you about a live that happened on Friday that I was a part of. And this involves a 14-inch penis and a meltdown and, well, a whole lot of drama. So I normally try to stay out of the drama, but because I happen to have firsthand involvement into it, I feel equipped to be able to speak on it a little bit and share my perspective. So on Friday night, I was invited to be on a live with Adam Barta. His channel is the World of Adam Barta, and Cynthia Beaumont. Her channel is Cynthia Ann Beaumont. Two big YouTube channels that do great, amazing things, and two people that I am friendly with and who I absolutely adore. So Adam, if you're not familiar with the World of Adam Barta, which I'm sure you are, but if you're not, he and Cynthia collaborate together on a program that he produces that's called The Dish, and they're in their second season. It's a lot of fun. If you haven't checked it out, please go and do so. He produces a really fun show, and on Friday nights, they would always air the show. And then there would be live chat following that. And that was sort of one of the things I always enjoyed, was because it was interactive in that you could, chat with them and talk about the show. And just, it was usually pretty relaxed in the chats, although sometimes it could get a little carried away. Cynthia Beaumont, if you're not familiar with her, I love her. She is somewhat of a polarizing figure, I guess you could say. People either love Cynthia or they hate her. There is no in between, it seems, and I happen to love her. But a lot of people have very strong opinions of her, and they just feel compelled to share them. And, Cynthia never really did lives just on her own channel because she tended to get so much backlash. People used it as an opportunity to lash out at her and, treat her as a punching bag. And she just has no tolerance for that. And I understand that, no one deserves to be mistreated. And that was sort of what would happen if she ever did a live. So when they began collaborating, they started doing this, and I think that was always a bit of a sore subject, for Cynthia. It's sort of one thing maybe she just didn't particularly enjoy, but took the good with the bad, right? So on this particular Friday, the way that Adam has been doing it of late was that he was showing the episode of The Dish on Thursday nights, and then the live was not airing until the Friday, and he always has it at Fridays at 8 o'clock Eastern. And recently it was to talk about what happened on the show that was airing the previous night. So on this particular Friday, there was not a show that had aired of The Dish. So it was really just going to be sort of an informal evening, and we weren't going to have any topic in particular. However, he was going to be having his friend, Johah Falcon, on the show. Now, if you're not familiar with Johah, Johah has notoriety, based upon the fact that he is purported to be the man with the largest penis, measuring in at 14 inches. And he was on the Howard Stern show. So he sort of comes from that background, you know, if you've seen Howard's show or heard it on the radio, which is where it is now on XM. You know, it's raunchy, it's X-rated at times, and, you know, it's probably not the kind of environment Cynthia would associate herself with. As a matter of fact, I'm quite sure it would not be. But that's where Adam had known Johah from, and the two of them had collaborated on a song together that Adam, I believe, wrote, and I believe it was called It's Too Damn Big, or It's Too Goddamn Big, or I think it's Too Damn Big. Don't quote me on that one. But, and he was on the show with Johah together on Howard Stern's show. And they had, I guess, debuted their single. So it was going to be, on Friday, it was going to be Johah, Cynthia, and Adam had invited me to come on as a panel guest as well, which I was thrilled, you know, and it really happened informally. You know, I was on Adam's channel commenting on a video, and he very graciously responded and said, hey, would you like to come on the panel on Friday? And I said, sure. And then I got super busy with work and family crisis that happened, and I have a broken rib that I've been trying to recover from, and oy vey, this life of mine. So, you know, it just kind of was not something that I had thought much more about until Friday, when he commented to me, hey, you know, can I send you a link so that you can come on the show on Friday? And I said, sure. Now, I had a million things going on, and I actually was late to getting onto the panel. So I never had a chance to reach out to Cynthia and tell her that I was invited on. And that was my mistake, because, you know, I should have done that, you know, and I know she was a little bit upset just in general because she wasn't told who all was going to be on the show. And as it turned out, it was not only me, Johah Falcon, but it was also Tyler, who is Adam's friend. And if you're familiar with the show, or if you've watched it in previous seasons of THEDISH and on his channel, Tyler is a good friend of Adam's and Adam's boyfriend Matthew, and so he was coming on the show. Now, Cynthia and Tyler have a bit of a sordid past, and you know, I don't exactly know too much the reason for that. I mean, we kind of saw their relationship burn into flames live on one of these lives last year, which is another reason why you should definitely watch, because you never know what drama will ensue. But, you know, Tyler, I absolutely like, and I think he's really great. And Adam and Tyler have been friendly for years, I think, and he would come on and co-host with them in the beginning. But he and Cynthia had a falling out live on air, and it just sort of crumbled in front of our very eyes. I think what happened was Tyler was just stressed from whatever was going on personally in his life at the time, and Cynthia made a comment. It was sort of an off-the-cuff comment, but it just seemed like it hit his ear wrong, and he changed. You know, he got very upset, and it was very unlike, you know, him, but I just think that it was a moment that they had, and it probably could have been crushed, you know, squashed, and they could have probably moved past it very easily if they would have been able to just communicate about it and make, you know, apologize and stuff, and that didn't happen. I know Cynthia would have liked to have, and I think she was perfectly willing to try to move on, but he wasn't. And so this was the first time that they were going to be speaking since their falling out. And, you know, Cynthia wasn't made aware that he was going to be there. And she's a person that likes to be prepared, you know, and Adam's a type of person that likes to kind of go with the flow. And there is where clashes can occur. So the fact that he was on, and he came with a friend of his, and it was his birthday this weekend. So they were, you know, they were just there to have a good time, cutting up and, you know, talking, and there wasn't a whole lot of, you know, there wasn't an agenda, you know, there wasn't a, you know, first we're going to talk about this, and this is what's planned. It was kind of a freestyle, you know. So the real problem started when evidently someone in the comments was being very disrespectful to Cynthia. And, you know, I was on the panel, so I wasn't reading the comments. I was trying to pay attention to what was happening. And as a matter of fact, so since I was a little bit late, I was in the, you know, virtual green room behind the scenes or whatever. And then Jonah had a cell phone, and I guess, you know, they were talking about him and making introductions and talking about their video that they had collaborated on, and talking about his big, enormous penis. And for whatever reason, he decided to take out his cell phone and show what was like a picture of a picture, he said, of his erect 14-inch penis. So he showed that, and I'm at home, you know, watching like, well, damn, you know. And then right at that moment, Adam, probably just trying to change, you know, the subject or move on, and was like, why don't we bring on Scott Gold? And I was like, hi everyone. You know, and you know, I made light of the situation, of course, and you know, what do you say, right? So Cynthia was immediately, you know, very upset because previous to this, during the week, Adam had made a video in regards to another, you know, YouTube creator who evidently had a very large channel called Foodie Beauty. And the drama about that was that she had a live on her show. And during the course of the live, I guess what she does is she invites, you know, people to pop on randomly, some kind of a omegle or something like that, where you can just, I guess, like talk to anybody. So some random guy was popped up, and he was buck naked with an erection, jerking off live on her show, which I'm quite sure she did not plan or intend, and I believe she just, you know, cut it off immediately. But the damage was done because YouTube saw that, immediately flagged it as, you know, pornography, and they shut down this woman's channel. And she had, I guess, a very big channel, a huge following and stuff like that. So it was quite devastating, you know, that that happened. And so, you know, Adam had made a video talking about that, and then here, like, the same, almost the same kind of a thing happens. So Cynthia, as Adam's friend, you know, was really concerned, and she kind of let Jonah have it and was like, I can't believe you did that, because, you know, don't you know any better? Like, you know, Adam was just talking about this girl that lost her damn channel, and what's wrong with you? And, you know, she had every right to be upset, and she was really just defending Adam. And, you know, and this is Adam's friend, this is Adam's guest, so he is trying to smooth it over and move on, and saying, yeah, we can't do that, and let's talk about other things and stuff like that. And evidently behind the scenes, viewers and Cynthia even, I guess, was messaging him saying, well, you need to restart the live, you know, because this is going to create a major problem for you and stuff. And so you know, he didn't. He carried on with the remaining live, and it was fine. I mean, there was a lot of good, you know, things that we were talking about. I mean, we were kind of talking about Ukraine and Russia and the war, and you know, our opinions on that. And as a matter of fact, you know, Jonah was able to speak very intelligently about that, and he had some good things to say, and I tried to contribute as well, hopefully intelligently. And I mean, I spoke with Jonah. I liked him, you know, as a person, and I think it was just that one major mistake, one big, giant mistake. And I think that, you know, he may just not have sort of realized what he was doing. You know, he comes from that world, that shock jock background where, you know, the more outrageous, the more outlandish you are, the better it is for ratings and stuff like that. And I got the feeling that maybe he just wasn't particularly all that knowledgeable about YouTube and their rules and things like that. You know, you think, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I mean, if you were unfamiliar with YouTube and other than just very peripherally, you might think, well, hell, we're on the internet, you know, I mean, are all sorts of, you know, things on the internet, on porn and whatever else. So he may not have realized, you know, the potential ramifications. So thankfully, it doesn't appear that there were any, you know, real ramifications, because Adam handled it immediately. And what he did is he removed the video rather than posting it, which is normally his procedure, which is he posts the video following the live. And what he said later was that he was going to edit it and then repost it. So in the meantime, Cynthia made a reaction video, and she was quite exasperated, you know, quite disgusted with the situation in general. And she was, you know, talking about how she was very upset that she wasn't made aware of, you know, who the guests were going to be, and that she felt that it was, you know, just a, you know, unprofessional situation that particular evening, and that, you know, that she just was expressing that concern. And she was saying that she was really disgusted, and that if things didn't change, she would no longer want to be involved with Adam, or involved at least in the lives any further. And she was pretty upset. So she did say that she wasn't upset with me, which I was very happy to hear, because you know, we are friends, and I never would want to do anything that would cause her to be upset. So I hope that we're all good. So after she posted her video today, Adam on the World of Adam Barta and Matthew made a reaction to her reaction, which makes this a reaction to his reaction of her reaction. So, you know, he was saying that, you know, this to him is, he's not making any money off of this, and that this is not something that he feels should be, you know, such a stress, and that he wants to be more carefree and easy, and that, you know, they were just, I guess, upset with the way Cynthia blamed them for not monitoring the comments, because what Cynthia always has said was that she wanted anyone who was abusive towards her in the comments to be muted. And that's, understandable, but it's also very difficult for Adam to do that because, he's the host. And so he's, having to be on, and there's only so much that he can do. And she was saying, well, that Matthew has some additional control in her perspective of that, and that, he could have done more. So they, took exception to that. And we're really kind of saying, if you don't want to work together anymore, then we won't work together anymore. And if you don't want to do these lives anymore, we won't do these lives anymore, And I hope that they can work through it and get past it, because I adore Cynthia, Matthew, and Adam all, and I only want to see the very best for them. And I think that they do a great show together, and they're very engaging, and listen, people watch, there's a lot of people that watch, and even you may not make money on the lives, it does bring attention to your individual channels. And so, it may be a roundabout method that you'll eventually hopefully make money on it, but you're putting in time, making an investment in your channels, and you hope that it'll pay dividends in the future. So I hope it does. And I think that you two can definitely get past this. You just have very different communication styles and different needs with your communication styles, and, maybe that's where I can shed a little bit of light, because I think you both just have to make a little bit of concessions to one another, because Cynthia is the kind of person that she needs to know what's happening, what's going on. She wants to be made aware of everything. She does not like surprises. And she wants an itinerary and an agenda. This is who was going to be on. This is what we're going to talk about. It's going to happen at this time. Because she's very professional. She's on time. She's ready to go. And she's very talented, She, on many occasions, if something goes wrong, or if something, there's some glitch or whatever, and she's the only one on the screen, she steps in and takes over like that and handles it. She's a professional lady, and has a lot of skill and talent, so kudos to Cynthia. She's a real pro. So, and obviously Adam is too. I mean, he has an amazing talent for all of the technical aspects of their videos. I mean, all of their editing and all the creative, aspects of it. And he's wonderful at that, I mean, I look at that show that he produces, The Dish, and, I'm always just amazed at, how well he's done with it, because, I know nothing of editing or any of that. That's certainly not anything that is in my wheelhouse. And but I do recognize the incredible amount of time that must take. And I know that that's his business. That's what he does. He does that privately, outside of, certainly outside of YouTube. And so he's well versed at that and everything. But you see his talent shine through. So they're a great team in that regard. They're both great on air talent, and he has the technical abilities. And then of course Matthew is there and helping all of those live appearances on Friday night so that they can go as smoothly as possible, because I'm quite sure there's a whole lot more to that we don't see, So you have to recognize that. But I think everyone just needs to understand what each other needs. And with Adam, he's a very busy guy like myself, I mean, and so his communication style is, he wants to know bullet points, not every detail. It's like, tell me what I need to know, but be clear, concise, and straight to the point. Now, maybe he can do a little bit better with communicating to Cynthia, so that she gets a little bit more of the kind of communication style that she needs. And Cynthia can, pull back a little bit and maybe not try to communicate every detail. I don't know if that's what happens or not, but you definitely have two different styles at work, and you just have to be mindful to give each other what they need. You know, it's like, it's a relationship. It's just like any other relationship, you know? It's all ultimately about communication, and there's give and take, and sometimes you just have to do something for the other person because it matters to the other person, even if it doesn't matter to you, you know? And that's true in romantic relationships, it's true in business relationships, it's true in friendships, you know? You sometimes just have to do it because it matters to them. So you guys are gonna get everything together, and you're gonna go on to make more wonderful shows, and I hope that you do, because we certainly enjoy watching them, and we love you. Adam Barta, Cynthia Beaumont, check out their channels, and I thank you for watching mine. So if you haven't subscribed yet, it's not too late. If you have, welcome to the family. I love you for watching.